Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Eusoff Luqman Bin Izamuddin. My matrix number is 2022497948, and today I will present to you about impact of Sukuk on corporate financing, a study in BMMB HQ. Okay, now I will talk about introduction. So, Islamic finance has grown significantly in the global financial scene, and Sukuk has become a well-known business financing tool. Sharia-compliant Sukuk, also known as Islamic bonds, forbid interest and encourage risk-sharing and asset-backed transactions. Sukuk has become popular among businesses looking for varied and moral funding sources as an alternative to traditional debt instruments. As one of the top Islamic financial institutions, Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad is essential to the expansion of Islamic finance in Malaysia and abroad by enabling Sukuk issuance. So now, let's talk about research background. In research background, I found out that there are two key components, which include Sukuk as key financing tool in Malaysia and economic and developmental impact of Sukuk. So let's talk about it one by one. In Malaysia, Sukuk has become a significant substitute for traditional bonds, allowing businesses to raise money in accordance with Islamic law. Corporate finance decisions have been greatly influenced by the expansion of Sukuk market. Its growth depends on sound governance and advantageous market conditions. Sukuk also promote green projects like solar energy and other sustainable and responsible investment initiative, or we call it as SRI initiative. Next one, Sukuk financing not only facilitates capital raising, but also promotes broader economic development by funding projects that stimulates economic activity and align with national growth goals. Research indicates that Sukuk positively influence industrial performance and mobilize resources for the real sectors. This has established Malaysia as a global leader in Islamic finance, with Sukuk issuance enhancing corporate financial strategies and advancing the country's economic objective. Even though Sukuk have been popular among businesses, there are bigger problems that coming alongside with it, such as structure and returns, growth in Malaysia, challenges in issuance, and governance issues. These all problems can be a significant factors that will influence the investors' appetite, whether they want to choose Sukuk or they want to choose traditional debt instrument instead. Such as example for structures and return, the complexity of the structure itself can be off-putting to potential issuers, especially to the small company who didn't have enough knowledge to navigate the complexity in Sukuk structuring. Also, the challenges in issuance, like I said earlier, the complexity itself, the regulatory landscape, and the economic factors can influence the Sukuk itself, whether the investors choose Sukuk or not. So for my research objective, I come up with three different objectives, which is the first one, to identify the key structural challenges in issuing the Sukuk in Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad. Second one is to evaluate the role that the regulatory environment play in shaping the attractiveness of Sukuk. And the last one is to understand the impact of the BMMB's Sukuk issuance strategy in relation of the global economic conditions. So for my significance of study, I choose three different significance, which is the first one is for myself as intern in investment banking. Second one is financial institution, and last one is professional academic. So for myself as intern in investment banking division, this study enhanced my understanding of corporate financing and Islamic financial product. It also helps the researchers and Muslim gain deeper knowledge of Islamic financial product and compare them to conventional bonds, and also can educate society, encourage them to choose Islamic financial product over conventional ones. Second one is financial institution. So what they can get is they can develop new product, draw in additional customers, and satisfy growing demand for sustainable and ethical investing. And last one, for professional academics, this study closes a knowledge gap about the benefits and drawbacks of Islamic financial instruments such as Sukuk, in contrast to conventional bonds. So the researcher can discover Sukuk special advantages such drawing in moral investor, reducing financial risk, and promoting sustainable growth by examining how they impact company funding. So in this section, I will talk about literature review based on the SDEB case in 2014. The first one is structural challenges faced by corporation in Malaysia. On SDEB case shows that structural issues of corporation operating in Malaysia when issuing Sukuk compared to conventional bonds. SDEB's RM 1.89 billion Islamic medium-term Sukuk identifies several challenges that arise when structuring Sukuk, such as Sharia compliance, asset backing requirements, ongoing compliance risk, and decision making for financial institution. Next one, role of regulatory environment play. The Malaysian regulatory framework of Sukuk is mainly governed by the Capital Market and Service Act 2007 or CMSA 2007, by which conventional and Islamic capital market regulations are integrated. However, this dual approach ensures a complete compliance with Sharia principle while at the same time conforming to conventional financial regulation. But the Securities Commission, which oversees this regulation, is central to these rules, and this makes it the role for regulatory environment is Sharia in terms of Sharia compliance, supportive legal environment, and also strategic benefits for corporations. And the last one is impact of investors throughout the macroeconomic factor in this case. So macroeconomic variable key includes inflation, interest rate, exchange rate, and stability. Executed during the periods of market instability can weaken the investors' confidence when the demand for Sukuk is diminished. How these variables affect investors' behavior show the relation between the performance and macroeconomic factors. One example is that high inflation will take away purchasing power and discourage investment in fixed income facility like Sukuk. Okay, so for research methodology, I choose qualitative as it serves as a foundation for exceptional research technique proficiency, which make this chapter is essential. Also, this part will cover the design, the population, the sample design, as well as the method for gathering and handling the data. Furthermore, the data analysis, the instrument employed, as well as the precision and reliability of the study are all hidden in this chapter. So now I will explain to you all about the research design. So for my research design, the focus of this research is to explore the application of Sukuk and its influence on corporate financing in BMMB HQ. The purpose is to study and describe the nature of phenomena, to explore complex issues, observe situation, and improve interventions. And the last one is to understand human experience and social context. So for this research, my population is only 3 executives from Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad's debt capital market departments, and the sample size is consists of Puan Azita Abu Bakar, Puan Muizzah Muhammad, and Encik Hisham Paimin. So for my data collection method, I did two different method, which is documentation method and also interview method. So for documentation method is to analyze individual, group, events or social context by collecting and recording pre-existing materials, often used to trace historical information. And the second method involve interviewing Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad executive who share insights on Sukuk transaction, risk mitigation to avoid issues like the SDEB case, and the broader impact of Sukuk on corporate financing. The interviews will also reveal how the bank promotes Sukuk positive image. So for my data collection method, I did two different method, which is documentation method and also interview method. So for documentation method is to analyze individual, group, events or social context by collecting and recording pre-existing materials, often used to trace historical information. And the second method involve interviewing Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad executive who share insights on Sukuk transaction, risk mitigation to avoid issues like the SDEB case, and the broader impact of Sukuk on corporate financing. The interviews will also reveal how the bank promotes Sukuk positive image. So now I will move forward to the result and discussion. So for my result and discussion, based on the research objective that I've been come out earlier. So for the first one is to identify the key structural challenges in issuing the Sukuk in Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad. The issuance of Sukuk has seen remarkable growth in Malaysia, including Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad, since its function as one of the two full-fledged Islamic bank. While Sukuk offers significant opportunities for diversifying financing sources and accessing Sharia-compliant capital, its integration into a financing framework requires overcoming regulatory, market-related challenges and cost of issuance. So actually, what I can based on the interview and all the pre-existing material that I get, I can come out that the key structural challenge in issuing the Sukuk in Bank Muamalat is the first one, structural and regulatory challenges. Second one is market development challenges, which divided into two parts, which liquidity constraint and limitation awareness and understanding. The third one is cost of issuance, and the last one is bank credit ratings. We move on into the result and findings for research objective 2, which is to evaluate the role that the regulatory environment play in Sukuk issuance process. The regulatory framework, which guarantees adherence to the legal norms and Sharia principles governing Islamic finance, is essential to Sukuk issuing procedures. The structure and design of Sukuk instruments, a careful examination of the documentation, and the issuing fatwas by knowledgeable Sharia scholars are just a few of the crucial aspects that make up in this ecosystem, since they work together in to guarantee that every facet of Sukuk transaction complies with Islamic law. Each of these elements is essential to preserving the integrity of the Sukuk market. Furthermore, by delivering a straightforward and unambiguous procedure that reduces risk and raises the legitimacy of Sukuk offerings. This regulatory framework promotes investors' confidence by maintaining this guideline. Also, the regulatory framework help the Sukuk market flourish while also enhancing its stability and allure as a good investment choice for both individual and institutional investors. Next, I will talk about the findings and the result that I have in research objective 3, which is to understand the impact of BMMB Sukuk issuance strategy in relation of the global economic conditions. The intricate global economic environment in which Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad operates has a big influence on its approach to issuing Sukuk. Factors such as interest rate trends, inflation, currency fluctuation, market liquidity, and geopolitical event are some of the economic elements that influence the bank attitude to Sukuk, which are Islamic financial certificates that resemble bonds. So now, as for the conclusion, Sukuk has transformed Malaysia's financial industry by providing a Sharia-compliant alternative to conventional bonds, aiding corporate financing. However, challenges such as complex structures, high costs, lengthy regulations, and Sharia compliance requirements hindered its adoption. Limited liquidity, restricted trading, and low investor awareness further reduced its appeal. Despite this issue, Malaysia's strong regulation and focus on ethical investment make Sukuk a valuable funding tool. Collaboration among regulators, financial institutions, and market participants is essential to streamline processes, modernize infrastructure, and raise awareness. With innovation and support, Sukuk can strengthen its role in Islamic finance and drive economic growth. And for the recommendation, I divide it into 3 parts, which is regulatory bodies, financial institution, and market players. So for regulatory bodies, what I can recommend is simplify approval processes and documentation while ensuring compliance with Sharia and international standards. Second one is introduce measure like reduce transaction costs, lower stamp duties, and tax exemption on Sukuk earnings. For financial institution, what I can suggest is develop hybrid Sukuk model like asset-backed and asset-light structures to meet diverse investor need and risk appetites while ensuring Sharia compliance, and also use digital tools like blockchain and smart contracts to increase transparency and efficiency. And last but not least is for the market players, advocate for more uniform Sukuk contracts to improve market efficiency, and also market participants must collaborate to develop effective strategies for managing credit, liquidity, and macroeconomic risk. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening, and Assalamualaikum.